My name is Amina, and for 11 years, I was a full-ranked warlock in a hidden occult order operating across Togo, Benin, Ghana, and parts of Nigeria. Most people think only men are warlocks, but in the deeper levels of the craft, gender does not matter. Power does. I joined at age 17, after my grandmother, an old fetish priestess, died in Sakode, Togo. After her burial, strange visitors began approaching me at night. They were not human. One night, a tall shadow said, "Your grandmother's mantle must not die. Follow us." That was the beginning of my journey into darkness. By 21, I was already handling monitoring, tracking, and destiny study assignments, the occult term for spiritually studying a person. Let me explain something clearly. Nobody attacks you spiritually without studying you first. They observe, analyze, and map your weaknesses. When I was in the craft, the first thing we did was study the person's spiritual pattern. Today, I will expose 7 signs someone is studying you spiritually, using my own real-life assignments as examples. Be ready. Some of these might shock you. Sign 1. You start feeling unusual eyes on you even when alone. When someone begins monitoring your aura, your spirit man reacts before your mind does. Let me give you my first real assignment. A wealthy businesswoman named Madame Elise hired us because her sales were dropping. She wanted spiritual power to dominate her competitors. My job? To study her biggest competitor, a young Christian woman named Debbie. For 7 nights, I projected into Debbie's shop in Cotonou. I stood there silently as she arranged clothes. She couldn't see me, but on the 3rd night, she paused suddenly and said, "Who is watching me?" She turned around sharply. Her spirit sensed me. When a witch or warlock focuses on you, your atmosphere changes subtly. You feel a phantom stare, a sudden presence, a strange tension in the room. Goosebumps. This is the first sign. Sign 2, your dreams change suddenly, and a certain person keeps appearing. Spiritual study always starts in the dream realm. Dreams are the easiest place to access someone's consciousness. I was hired by a certain politician in Kumasi. He wanted to monitor a pastor who preached boldly against corruption. We began by entering the pastor's dreams. Every night, he saw a woman with covered face, a dark room, strange hands writing symbols on a wall, a figure trying to follow him. That masked woman was me. When your dream life suddenly becomes crowded, unfamiliar faces begin appearing, or someone keeps following you in dreams, someone is studying you spiritually. Sign 3, your mood and emotions switch without reason. Let me tell you why. When a spiritual agent focuses on your aura, they can influence your emotional frequency. It's like pressing buttons on your soul. A man in Aikja wanted his ex-girlfriend back. He hired us to soften her heart. My task was simple. Study her emotional pattern and find a weakness. After monitoring her for 4 days spiritually, I discovered her weakness, loneliness. On the 5th night, I pressed into her emotional field. She woke up at 2:48 a.m. crying heavily for no reason. At 7 a.m., she called the man she swore she would never speak to again. From that day, I learned something. When someone is studying you spiritually, your emotions react strangely. Random sadness, sudden anger, confusion, unexplained fear. These are signs your emotional frequency is being scanned. Sign 4, your prayer life suddenly drops. This is the biggest sign. Before we attack anyone, we first study their spiritual rhythm. We look for the weakest point. The easiest pattern to break is prayer. A young man named Senna was very prayerful. His mother brought him for sacrifice to gain wealth. Before we could attack, we had to weaken him. For 12 days, I studied him. Day 1 to 3, I observed his prayer times. Day 4 to 6, I injected spiritual tiredness. Day 7 to 10, I suppressed his desire for worship. Day 11 to 12, I created distractions around him. On day 13, he didn't pray at all. That was the night we struck. When your prayer life drops suddenly, it is not normal. Someone may be studying your spirit to find your weak moment. Sign 5. Strange people begin to notice you too much. Let me explain. Whenever we studied someone spiritually, we also monitored their physical environment. This causes certain people around them to behave unusually. I was assigned to block the academic progress of a brilliant university girl in Ho. After a week of spiritual study, I noticed her environment responded. People who never noticed her suddenly stared. Strangers approached her unnecessarily. Men she didn't know began asking questions about her. Her roommate began behaving suspiciously. A lecturer suddenly became harsh without reason. This happens because monitoring spirits cling to a person's aura. People around them sense the spiritual change. Sign 6. You hear your name being called, feel touches, or sense movement around you. This one is very real. I was hired to study a pastor's wife in Abuja, suspected of blocking her husband's success. As I began studying her, she started complaining. I felt someone sit on my bed last night. Someone tapped me but no one was there. I heard my name at 3 a.m. She was not imagining it. It was me, or rather, my spiritual projection. Whenever you feel touches, whispers, or movements when alone, don't ignore it. It means your spiritual perimeter is being scanned. Sign 7. Your plans begin to fail at the edge of breakthrough. This is the final and most dangerous sign. Before harming someone, we study the points where they usually succeed and then target that area. I was assigned to study a banker named Pascal. He was due for promotion and about to relocate abroad. My job: find the loophole in his life. I discovered something. Every time he was close to breakthrough, he became anxious and scattered. So I attacked that place. 2 days before his relocation papers arrived, he lost the documents. The opportunity died. This is what edge of breakthrough patterns look like when someone is studying you. Opportunities disappear suddenly. Promises break at the last minute. People change their mind unexpectedly. Everything works until the final stage. This is not ordinary. My deliverance did not come easily. It happened in 2021, in Accra, when a pastor from Tima held a crusade in my area. As he prayed, I felt fire in my stomach. The spirits inside me began screaming. Leave this place. Leave this place. That night, I had a dream. A giant hand reached into my chest and pulled out a black snake. For the first time in 11 years, I woke up feeling light. I went to the pastor the next day and confessed everything. My deliverance took 5 weeks, and I vomited strange objects. 2 black feathers. A bead. Something like wet powder. And a small stone. When the final spirit left, I fainted. When I woke up, I felt peace. For the first time in my life, I was free. My advice to you: if any of these 7 signs appear in your life, don't ignore dreams, protect your midnight hour. Guard your emotions. Cover your home with scripture. Pray before sleeping, disconnect from strange friendships. Strengthen your spirit with the word. Because spiritual study is the first step to spiritual attack. Don't wait until the attack lands.